You are living as if you are on a stage. A bright, hot spotlight follows you everywhere you go. You feel it when you walk into a room. You feel it when you speak in a meeting. You feel it when you post something online. You feel it when you make a mistake. You feel it when you try something new. You feel watched. You feel judged. You feel exposed. But here is the truth that will change everything. The spotlight is not real. You are not on a stage. The audience is not watching you. They are watching themselves. And they have been so busy worrying about their own spotlight that they have not noticed yours at all. Subscribe if you want to understand the machinery behind your own mind, because knowing how the machine works is useless if you never pull the lever. There is a concept in psychology called the spotlight effect. It is the tendency to believe that other people are paying more attention to us than they actually are. We feel like we are standing under a bright light. We assume everyone can see our flaws, our mistakes, our awkward moments. We assume they are noticing, remembering, and judging. But the research says something completely different. In one famous study, researchers asked college students to wear an embarrassing t-shirt featuring a large image of a musician. The students were then asked to predict how many people in the room would notice the shirt. They predicted that about half of the people would notice. In reality, only 23% noticed, and those who did notice forgot about it within minutes. They did not care. They had their own lives to think about, their own embarrassing t-shirts to worry about. This is the spotlight effect in action. You feel like everyone is staring at your flaws, but most people are not even looking. And if they are looking, they are not remembering. And if they are remembering, they are not thinking about it nearly as much as you think they are. If this resonates, hit subscribe. Not because you need another channel in your feed, but because you need a reminder that the judgment you fear exists almost entirely inside your own head. Think about the last time someone else made a mistake. Can you remember the details? Can you remember what they said, what they wore? How long ago it happened? Probably not. And if you do remember, ask yourself how often you think about it. Once a year? Once a month? Never? That is how often other people think about your mistakes. Never. But you think about your own mistakes constantly. You replay them, you analyze them, you assign them a weight that no one else ever assigned. You lie awake at night remembering the thing you said 3 years ago. The person you said it to has not thought about it for 3 years. They have forgotten. They have moved on. They have their own embarrassing moments to replay. You are the only one still holding on to yours. Why does this happen? Why does the brain do this? The answer lies in the simple fact that you are the center of your own universe. You have full access to your own internal experience. You see every flaw. You feel every failure. You remember every awkward silence. But to the outside world, these moments are invisible. They pass through like a breeze and are gone. Other people are not paying attention to you because they are too busy paying attention to themselves. They are worried about their own mistakes, their own appearance, their own reputation, their own future. You are a background character in their story, just as they are a background character in yours. You are not the main character of anyone else's life. And that is not a sad truth. It is the most liberating truth you will ever hear. Here is what happens when you finally accept this. You stop censoring yourself. You speak your mind because you realize that even if people disagree, they will forget the conversation by tomorrow. You raise your hand in meetings because you realize that asking a question does not make you look stupid. It makes you look curious. And even if someone judges you for it, that judgment will vanish from their mind within hours. You start taking risks. You apply for the job even if you are not perfectly qualified. You start the project even if it might fail. You post the video even if it is not perfect. You have the hard conversation even if your voice shakes, because you realize that the worst-case scenario is not as bad as you think. Someone might think something negative for a few seconds, and then they will move on. They will think about their own lives. They will forget you entirely. You stop wearing masks. You stop performing. You stop trying to be someone you are not just to avoid the imagined disapproval of strangers. Because strangers do not care. They never did. They are too busy caring about themselves. And the people who do care, the people who love you, they do not want you to perform. They want you to be real. They want you to try. They want you to fail and get back up. They are not judging you. They are rooting for you. The fear of judgment is not protecting you. It is imprisoning you. It is keeping you in a cage made of assumptions about what other people might think. But the guards are not real. The walls are made of smoke. And the key is the simple realization that you are not that important to most people. Not because you lack value, but because everyone is the center of their own universe. And in their universe, you are a tiny speck. This sounds harsh, but it is not harsh. It is freedom. It means you can stop trying to impress people who are not paying attention. You can stop worrying about the opinions of strangers who will never remember your name. You can stop arranging your life around the imagined judgments of an audience that does not exist. Think about the people you admire, the ones who seem confident, the ones who speak their mind, the ones who take risks, the ones who seem immune to embarrassment. They have not discovered a secret that is unavailable to you. They have simply realized that the spotlight is not real. They have stopped performing for an empty audience. They have stopped waiting for permission. They have stopped censoring themselves. And you can too. How do you start? You start small. First, notice the spotlight. Pay attention to the moments when you feel watched. Ask yourself, is anyone actually watching, or am I just assuming they are? Most of the time, you will realize that the spotlight is your own creation. Second, test the spotlight. Do something small that you would normally avoid because of what people might think. Wear something slightly different. Speak up in a meeting. Post something imperfect. Notice what happens. Almost always, nothing happens. No one points, no one laughs, no one remembers. The spotlight was an illusion. Third, remind yourself of the research. People remember almost nothing about you. They are too busy worrying about themselves. Your mistakes are not as memorable as you think. Your flaws are not as visible as you feel. The judgment you fear is a ghost. It has no body, it has no voice, it has no power except the power you give it. Stop feeding it. Stop bowing to it. Stop arranging your life around its imagined preferences. Walk through it. It cannot touch you. If you are ready to stop performing for an empty audience and start living for yourself, subscribe. Every week, we explore not just how the mind works, but how to make it work for you. Not the fear of judgment, the freedom of being unseen. Thank you for listening. I will see you in the next one.